want to tell you a story. I was sitting with a couple once, and they are good friends of mine. They've been together a long time. They live in the same house, they sleep in the same bed, they have the same daily routine, but they were actually miles apart. And it wasn't because that they did not talk. They actually talked all the time. But the issue was that neither of them felt heard in the relationship. And so while I was watching them, I actually learned something. Most of us, we don't listen to learn. We actually listen so that we can respond. We listen with our defenses already up, and we listen while we are rehearsing our next sentence. What are we going to say next? We actually listen just long enough so that we can jump back in. The inability to communicate is the reason that our relationships start to go south. It happens with husbands and wives because one says, I'm tired, and the other one hears, you're not doing enough. Another one says, I need some space, but what the other one hears is, I don't love you. So instead of understanding, they defend. And instead of being curious about one another anymore, they actually start to counter. This type of thing also happens with friends. When we have a hard conversation, it actually turns into competition. It turns into competition about who's right or who's wrong, who remembers it better, who was more hurt than the other person. And this also happens with siblings and cousins. Old wounds, childhood roles, unspoken resentment. Nobody's listening for the truth anymore. We're just listening for validation. And I came to realize something, and it changed how I view everything about communication. When people don't feel heard, they stop being honest. And when people stop being honest, they start pulling away. And that's real. So that is how distance is created. And it's not by one big argument. No, it's by 1,000 missed moments and opportunities to understand one another. When we listen to learn, this is what it sounds like. It sounds like, help me understand what you're feeling. When someone expresses something to you, you respond with, okay, tell me more. Or, I might be wrong. What did you mean by that? That's communication. By comparison, listening to respond is going to sound totally different. It sounds like, yeah, but that's not what happened. And you always get this response as well. You always do this. See, with communication forms, one builds bridges, the other builds walls. And that's what I need us to understand. Sometimes relationships fall apart, not because people don't love each other. I just don't agree with that. They fall apart because they stopped being curious about each other. They stopped asking necessary questions, and they stopped listening. Real listening takes humility, and it also takes patience. It takes a whole lot of strength to sit with being uncomfortable without fixing the issue right away. That's our natural inclination. Because understanding doesn't mean agreeing. It just simply means that we're respecting the other person's reality. If more of us listened to learn, fewer relationships would end over misunderstandings, and fewer marriages would feel lonely. Fewer friendships would quietly fade out. So I'm going to leave you with this today. Just this simple thought. The next time someone is talking, don't prepare your response. Prepare your attention. Because feeling heard can save a relationship before anything else ever will. going to ask you a question. I want you to like and share, would you please? But when was the last time you felt truly heard? And when was the last time you listened just so that you could understand? I want you to sit with that. I want you to like, I want you to comment, and also subscribe, because I want to grow better, I want to learn together, and I want to achieve higher with you.